I'm going to start by using a very slightly damp it's not a beauty blender, it's a beauty sponge. It's actually by Yensa, and I actually like it better than Beauty Blender, but hashtag no shade. But yeah, I'm just going to start smoothing my foundation onto my face. And then once I feel like I have the coverage that I want, I'm then going to take the beauty sponge and just sort of press that foundation gently in. I'm going to dab my concealer on with my fingers first. I like to go underneath the eyes. I'll do around the base of my nose because that'll really help my nose contour pop a little bit later. And then I also like to spot conceal any little blemishes or issues that I might want to hide. Once I feel like I've buffed it out pretty well with my fingers, then I'll go back to my sponge and just sort of press it right into the foundation. Now, Cindy Crawford is way more tan than I will ever be. So I don't want a very sharp, angular contour. Instead, I want it to just look like a very natural, sun-kissed glow. So I start by buffing it in with my fingers and then blending it out with a brush. I'm also going to do a little bit of contour right under my jawline and a very subtle contour on the sides of my nose and just right under the tip of my nose. I'm just trying to bring out the natural shadows that are already present on my face. Next, I'm going to set my face, and what I like to do is sort of pat the powder onto the back of my hand first. That sort of distributes the powder really evenly throughout the brush. I'm also going to make sure that I get some powder through my eyebrows and also onto my eyelids. That's going to help me blend everything out later. I'm going to set my contour with a very, very small amount of bronzer. I just kind of brush the bronzer and dab it onto the brush and then sweep it across my face. I think this gives me a really soft, subtle look. And when you're as pale as I am, sometimes a really harsh bronzer just looks absolutely ridiculous. I'm gonna put on a lip mask, and this just sort of like preps my lips and gets them ready for the lipstick application that I'm going to do later. I start my brow application by brushing through my brows to distribute the natural oils that are on my hair, as well as the setting powder that I used. Cindy had absolutely iconic full dark brows. So I'm just going to be filling in my natural brows with some soft brown powder. And I really don't have like a trick that I can share with you guys. It's just a lot of back and forth, filling in whatever patches I see, and then just sort of brushing it through and hoping that everything blends out nicely. I really don't have a trick for this. In order to get that really bold Cindy Crawford brow, I'm going to use a brow gel, but before I do, I always scrape off the excess on the sides of the tube. And then I apply this just like mascara, starting at the base of the lashes and then just sort of pulling it upwards. To begin the eyeshadow, I take this peachy nude color on a very flat brush and sweep it across the entire eyelid. I tightline the upper and lower waterline with some brown liner. And then I'm also going to add a little bit of extra liner just on the outer third, like right at the corner of my lash line. I'm going to do that at the top and at the bottom, and then I'm going to take a small pencil brush to just smoke that out. I'm going to use a little bit of brown eyeshadow to set that liner and smoke it out even further on the top. I'm going to use that same dense pencil brush to buff some of that darker brown into the crease. I'm going to build this brown up gradually by alternating between the pencil brush and a clean, fluffy brush that has absolutely no powder on that I'm just going to use to achieve a nice soft blend. I'm using a darker brown on a dense flat brush to sort of build up the depth in the outer corner. And I'm also going to use this same darker brown and the same brush to seamlessly blend the lower lash line up into the upper lash line. For added dimension, I'm just taking an ivory color and packing it onto the center of my eyelids. I'm also going to use this color right underneath the brow bone and in the inner corner of the eye. I'm going to use the Makeup by Mario Lip Suede pencil in the shade Kevin to define my lips and also give that classic Cindy Crawford 90s sharp angular Cupid's bow that for some reason was really hot back then. I don't know why. It took me a while to get the shade of red that I was looking for, but I finally got it with this Peri Para Velvet Ink lip and cheek tint in the shade 2. Back in the 90s, when Cindy Crawford was at her heyday, we were sort of moving away from like the electric pink blushes of the 80s. So I actually used a liquid matte lipstick to achieve this color of blush, and I'm actually pretty shocked at how nicely it turned out. Cindy had these beautiful, full, long lower lashes, so I'm going to focus a lot of attention with the mascara on the lower lash line. Of course, it wouldn't be a Cindy Crawford look without the iconic beauty mark. I'm using MAC lip gloss to get that classic 90s shine. And here it is, the finished look. I hope you guys liked it, and if you try it, please be sure to tag me in all of your pictures.